Warhammer Space Marine was developed by Relic Entertainment, and while they brought us RTSs in the past, this was Warhammer's first real step into an all-out third-person shooter, and while it's not perfect, I would love to play through it again. There's a great balance here between sword fight, axe fight, guns, snipers, all kinds of weapons that you can use to take out orcs, dark chaos, anything that you might come across in the game, and it's all very satisfying. In the game, you'll play as Captain Titus, and at your side, Sidonis and Leandros. The three of you are Ultramarines, and you'll be worshipped by the people as you try to save their planet and help them fight off the Orc and the Chaos Marines while you're there. The story in the game, while not totally engrossing, is still pretty well told, and while I felt like if I knew a little bit more about the Warhammer environment and other games, I could have got into it more. And while the story really isn't lacking, I really feel like the fun in this game is being able to take the reins and play as an Ultramarine for the first time in full control. The graphics in Warhammer look great, and while it uses the Phoenix engine, it really looks like the Unreal Engine just hyped up. This will really show in the cutscenes, but it doesn't fail when you're hacking and slashing or even sniping people's heads off. The blood and gore in the game, while not overdone, it looks great. And the explosions, they look really good too. Nothing you're going to do though is going to compare to the executions. The executions are fun, the animation is great, and the fact that they made it necessary makes it all the more worthwhile. When your health gets low in Space Marine, you're going to have to do an execution to regain the base health. So if you're in a big crowd or maybe have one by itself, it's great to pull these off when your health is low. And if you don't do it, you can't get health back. So this causes epic moments in battles where you gotta choose somebody to execute and hope you don't do it with too much gunfire going on to see if you can survive. While Space Marine is a very linear game, it doesn't seem to hurt it in any way. There's a good mixture of jetpacks, weapons, and different things you're gonna come across that even though the environment and the story's not gonna change too much, you're still gonna feel fresh and have a lot of fun while you're going through the different chapters of Warhammer. One of the main negatives in the game, however, is the random grenade launchers from the back. And when you play this, you will definitely understand what I mean. I understand the necessity of them to keep you from only hack and slashing your way through and adding a little gunplay and range to the fight, and it's great, but they are way overpowered for the enemy AI. And while I did play this game on hard, it got a little ridiculous when I was in the middle of a fight and I didn't even see the guy in the very back, and he blew me up with little to no effort. The other complaint I would probably have to have about combat is sometimes it does feel like a button masher. When you're in a melee combat, you're going to sit there and only hit one key over and over and try to perform combos. While this doesn't always feel bad, you do notice it when an enemy dies and your guy continues to swing a sword in the direction of nobody. My third and probably final complaint about the gameplay and campaign is I felt it was just a little too easy. While I was playing on normal, I decided I had to bump it up to hard. I was a little nervous at first, but once I got into the game, I realized there wasn't that big of a difference. Hacking and slashing is fun for a bit, but after a while you're going to want a real challenge to use your powers on. And while some of these challenges come at the end of the game, it's a little too late. I would have liked to have seen it more in the middle or a good balance of difficulty from beginning to end. After the campaign, there are two different multiplayer modes that you might want to get into. There's one that's like Horde from Gears of War. It really doesn't do anything that we haven't seen repeated in other games. But the actual multiplayer on Xbox Live is great. I had been told stories that PC and PS3 were having problems running this game, lots of server and different issues. All I know is on Xbox it was magnificent. The class balance was really good in the game, and being able to customize your soldier with different loadouts and guns felt really deep, and it was a lot more than I was looking for in this game, and I had a great time with it. I'd have to say that my overall time in Warhammer Space Marine was a great one. While I picked this game up on the weekend and wasn't expecting much, overall I had a really good time, and that's why I have to recommend it for hard gamers like you.